Yes, good day class. In today's video, we are going to consider the Roy's identity. Now, the Roy's identity is a fundamental concept in advanced microeconomic analysis. And the Roy's identity, this Roy was named after a French economist. René Roy's. Now, the Roy's identity is a fundamental lemma that is used to derive consumers' ordinary demand functions or the Marshallian demand functions directly from the indirect utility function. And for you to apply the Roy's identity, it therefore means that you must have the indirect utility function. So with the help of the Roy's identity, you can be able to derive consumers' Marshallian demand functions or optimal utility derived from the consumption of two commodity bundles, let's say for the consumption of X1, X2 at the maximum level, or X and Y. But the Roy's identity is only applicable when you have an indirect utility function, which an indirect utility function is a utility function which is a function of price of the two commodities and the income. An indirect utility function can be stated in this form as V as a function of P1, P2, and M, where P1 is the price of commodity X1, P2 is the price of commodity X2, and M here is the income. So the Roy's identity is the ratio of the negative partial derivative of the indirect utility function with respect to the price of commodity 1 divided by the partial derivative of V with respect to income. Now, the Roy's identity states that for a commodity X, to get the Marshallian demand, Xm is the Marshallian demand, is equal to negative divided by the partial derivative of an indirect utility function with respect to the price of commodity X, all over the partial derivative of the indirect utility function with respect to the income. This is the Roy's identity. Now with this, you can easily derive the Marshallian demand function or the ordinary demand function for commodity X. You can do the same thing for commodity Y by changing this to letter Y, changing this to letter Y. So in this video, the Roy's identity being one of the ways of deriving the Marshallian demand function or the ordinary demand function is a negative partial derivative of the indirect utility function with respect to the price of that commodity divided by the partial derivative of the indirect utility function with respect to the income of that commodity. This will take you straight to the Marshallian demand function or the ordinary demand function. Now, in the next video, which the link is in the comment section, we are going to take an example by applying the Roy's identity to find the Marshallian demand function or the ordinary demand function. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe.